Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of the Lift and Shine podcast. This is your host, Coach C. Happy Saturday. I'm recording this on a Saturday morning. I had the energy for it. Thank you, Mom. I had a call with her and she gave me some insight about what's going on over there in the real world, as I call it, because I'm in La La Land here in Tulum, Mexico. But no, she talked about a friend of hers where her daughter is struggling with her self-image and with being bullied in school. And she says, I don't know what to do. The mom's like, I don't know what to do. We were raised and the past generation were raised like, can't do this, like strong, right? And I said to her, listen, Mom, like your past generation, how you guys were raised is different than this generation. You didn't have social media. You didn't have TikTok. You didn't have all these platforms that help shape your child's identity, right? And Jocelyn, I see you, love you as well. And I want to talk about this, and I hope that you can pass on this message to your kids. As a former teacher, I've seen the amount of bullying that happens in the schools, and I see the amount of kids that are depressed, and it breaks my heart because I was that one kid. I used to eat in the bathroom, and what happens is it affects you growing up. I apologize for the noise in the background. I got 3 puppies, so hopefully it doesn't bother you too much, but it is what it is. All right, we deal with it. So let's talk about the way you see yourself is becoming your child's identity. And I see this with many women that I speak to and I coach, that they don't feel worthy enough. They don't feel sexy enough. They don't feel beautiful. They don't feel confident enough. And if you have kids, it trickles down to them, right? This is not about weight loss. This is about legacy here. What legacy do you want to leave for your kids? Because every time you look in the mirror, every time you pick yourself apart, every time you say, I hate my body under your breath, you are writing the script your child will one day repeat. Why are there so many kids that are depressed in schools? Why are there so many kids that don't see their worth? Why are there so many girls, little girls, they don't think they're beautiful enough? Your voice becomes their voice. You think it may be harmless. You think they're not paying attention, but your kids are sponges. They see you. You want to lose weight? You want your kids to be healthy? Start working out in the morning. Start drinking more water and stop buying pop, right? They are watching. They're watching how you look at yourself, how you talk about food. Your kids are watching. They're not just watching, but they're learning. They're absorbing, right? It's important to understand that everything you do, they see. If your kid doesn't feel beautiful, I'm not blaming you here. Please know. From the bottom of my heart, I'm not blaming you. But maybe it's time to rewrite your script so they can rewrite theirs. Do you tell your kids to look at themselves in the mirror and tell them they're beautiful, no matter what anybody says? Because they're learning everything that you do and everything that you say. One day, when your daughter stands in the mirror and criticizes her body, and your son ties his worth to how he looks, because it's not just girls, it's guys too. It didn't start with them. It started with what they're observing around them. And that's you. That's you. It's social media, right? Let's talk about social media for a second. Because we're raising a generation that doesn't feel enough on the daily. They scroll for 10 seconds on TikTok or on Instagram, on Facebook, perfect bodies, perfect faces, perfect lives. Your kids are being fed an illusion every single day, all day long. These Netflix shows that I've seen that are created for kids blow my mind. As a teenager, I used to watch cartoons still. I used to play with Barbie still as a teenager. I don't know if that's just me, but now kids at 8 years old are told that, hey, you can have, sex with a girl or a guy. Like, that shouldn't be a conversation that's being taught at that age. I'm sorry. And that's why I'm not a teacher anymore. And that's why I will never put my kids in school. My kids would be homeschooled if I ever have kids. Right now I got 3 puppies. That's enough. Understand that they need to learn their self-worth. And how are they going to do that is from you, by you working on yourself. You telling yourself you're beautiful. You telling yourself that you're confident. You have to believe it in yourself first so they can believe it in them. So without a strong foundation at home, they will start to believe that they're behind because of everything that they see on social media, that they're not attractive enough, that they're not worthy enough. And this is why anxiety is rising. Stress is rising. Depression is rising. I hear it all the time because they're constantly comparing to someone else's life and they're losing. They're always losing because that's not the reality. That's not reality. My reality on social media, I live in Tulum. I'm in paradise, right? But you don't see the hours and hours and hours of work that I do. And I do share about that. You don't see the months that I was here when I first grew my business with $0 in my account. People tell me all the time, oh, I live paycheck to paycheck. I'm like, as an entrepreneur, we don't get a paycheck unless we get, we make a sale. So understand that for me, I'm in 5 years of business and I'm so grateful now I have a community and pardon my French, I put in the work. But people think, people meet me here all the time like, oh my God, I want what you do. I want to learn what you do. I want the community that you have. It's like, that's 5 years of consistency, 5 years of putting in the work, 5 years of, I went through a state of depression here. Yes, when I first came here, and I've talked about this, I was comparing myself with other online fitness coaches. I was comparing myself with the other girls here because a lot of the girls here are petite and they're shorter, and I'm 5'10", I'm tall, and right, like I was comparing myself. And what happened during that season? Business went down. I was overwhelmed. I went through a depression. Yes, here in Mexico, and I've shared my story. So understand that your kids are getting all this information online from people that aren't sharing the tough times and the struggles. Yeah, one of my clients is saying right now on live, I didn't have social media in my time period. Time has changed since then. Yes, time changes. Social media is here. And as a parent, you have to understand that you have to continue helping them feel loved, feel heard, feel enough. Instead of saying, don't stop crying. No, stop suppressing them. I'm not telling you how to raise your kid. Please know that. But as a former teacher, I see it all the time. I've seen it. And I would call parents. I was like, oh, well, your kid doesn't like this. Mom, my mom's live. Hi, we were talking about that. So I'm getting really passionate about this. Because your kid doesn't need to be suppressed. Your kid needs to be heard. Your kid needs to be seen. And your kid needs to know that you feel strong, you feel confident, you feel beautiful. Because if you're walking past the mirror in your house and you're like, oh, I put on some weight, or I feel really fat right now, or I feel big, your kid hears that. And what happens is they get that. Their script is your script. So what script are you telling yourself? Right? So then there's you. Let's talk about you for a second. You skip meals and then you binge. You start over every Monday and then quit by Thursday. You call yourself lazy, undisciplined, not strong enough. And your kids are watching. Your kids are watching when things get hard. When I struggle, I quit, right? That's what they learn. When I struggle, I quit. They learn from you. Kids are sponges. When I don't like myself, I tear myself apart, right? They learn from you. So weight loss is not the problem here. Weight loss isn't the problem. You don't have a weight problem. You have a self-relationship problem. How do you see yourself? I've met some women that are bigger in size, but so fucking confident. And they're like walking, like, yeah. because they know they're confident. They know they're beautiful. It's the script that you tell yourself. I didn't change my appearance. I used to think I was ugly. I used to think I was too tall. And I used to always walk like hunched down. My mom knows this and she's watching right now. I used to always go like this because I didn't want to be taller than everybody. And somebody said, actually, Mom, listen to this. Someone said the other day, he was walking beside me. He's like, I just love how you stand so tall and you stand tall. I'm like, yeah, because I am confident. I am beautiful. But how do I know this? And how do I walk like this? Because I changed the script in my head. What script are you telling yourself? What script are you telling yourself? What is your relationship with yourself? Because this will trickle down to your kids. Because even if you lose weight, if you still hate your body, criticize yourself, seek validation externally, you will never feel free. You will never feel beautiful. You will never feel enough. And neither will your kids. I had lost the weight before coming to Mexico. I was on a mission to lose weight. And listen, it was all about the number on the scale. I wanted to be skinny, 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 skinny. I didn't work on my inner self-love. I didn't work on my self-relationship. So what happened is stress happened, competition, right? I started comparing myself with others and I put the weight back on. But now, someone can walk past me and say, you're ugly. I'm like, oh, thank you. Well, thank you. Like, I know I'm beautiful. I know I'm strong. I know I'm powerful. This is me. I love the person that I've become because I worked my butt off to get here. So understand, it's not about the weight loss. It's not about your weight. It's about what do you truly believe about yourself? Because what do I always talk about? Your script creates your reality. What you say comes into existence. If you keep telling yourself, I'm overweight, you're always going to be overweight. If you start your weight loss journey overweight, and you tell yourself, I'm fit, I'm strong, I'm healthy, you're going to start creating habits and routines that's going to get you there. And you're going to start creating that new body, that new life of yours. So this is where it changes. You don't need to fix this by telling your kids to be confident. So let's go back to your kids because I really, truly want this message to trickle down to your kids because let's change this generation. Everybody's depressed. Everybody's anxious. Let's stop that. So you fix this by becoming someone that they can model. Are you standing strong? Are you eating healthy? Are you working out? Are you confident about yourself? Are you practicing all these things that you want them to become? And that means you speak to yourself with respect. You stop using food as punishment or reward. You move your body because you value it, not because you hate it. That was one that I had to learn for a very long time. I used to try and burn as many calories as I could. Now I go to the gym because I love it. I feel good and I honor my body and I value my health. And I want to live a very long and healthy life. Maybe it means you keep promises to yourself. And maybe it also means that you show discipline and not perfection. That's a big one, perfectionism. I have a whole podcast episode on that. Because confidence is not taught. And that's something that should be taught in schools. Confidence should be taught in schools. It is observed. It is observed. Your kids are sponges. They absorb everything you do. So if you want to lose weight, if you want your kids to be healthy, it starts with you and how you speak to yourself. So then there's the identity shift that we're going to get into right now. Instead of saying, I need to lose weight, you're going to start becoming that person that you want to become. And you're going to say, I am someone who takes care of myself. Instead of saying, I'll love myself when I'll feel beautiful when I lose 30 pounds. Start deciding, I respect myself now and my actions reflect that. I respect myself now and my actions reflect that. I'm getting so passionate. I'm getting dehydrated here. I'm sharing all my energy to you. Now, lastly, the truth most people avoid is that they think it's the kids at school, this or that, right? They avoid, because if you don't break this pattern, your kids will inherit it. And one day, they will have to unlearn the self-doubt, rebuild their confidence, heal the relationship with their body, just like you are trying to do now. Sit in this for a second. Do you want your kids to feel how you feel right now? Trying to rebuild that inner child of yours, trying to rebuild the self-love with yourself. It starts with you. It starts with you. And so I'm gonna finish this off with, this is not about getting smaller. This is not about lowering the number on the scale. This is about thinking differently, showing up differently, and leading differently. You're a leader. You're a parent, you're a mom, you're a teacher, you're a manager, you're a leader. You show up differently, because when you change the way you see yourself, you don't just transform your body. You change what your children believe is possible for themselves. You change people around you. My life changed. I changed. And I'm able to change lives around me without me trying to do it for them. They look at me and say, wow, like I want that. I want that energy. I want that confidence. What does she do? What is she doing? Right? So it all starts with you. So I hope this episode inspired you. And I hope that it makes you think for a second, hey, maybe it's time for me to speak more highly about myself, so my kid can see that, and so they can speak highly about themselves. And if your kid, this is the final message I'm going to say, if your kid is overweight right now, it's time for you to work on yourself so they can be healthy too. How did they get there? Who are they modeling? And it's not your genes. It's not your genes. It's your environment, right? So hopefully this episode inspired you. If you got some value out of this, please like the episode, comment, share it to a friend. I want to share my message. I appreciate you guys so much. One of my clients is saying this was the perfect reminder of what our kids get from us. Whew, I got chills. Jessica, appreciate you so much. I love you guys, and I hope you have an amazing weekend. What a great way to start my weekend. Thank you, Mom. Thank you for this topic, because we had that conversation prior to me going live. So thank you, Mom. I love you. I love you guys. And as I always say, peace, love, and don't forget your protein. Let's freaking